Hello, hello, hello. Week 4 of 75 Hard is about to begin, and that's actually crazy because at the end of this next week, it'll be the 1 month mark on a 2.5 month journey. So we're putting a dent in this thing, okay? We are getting there. But with that said, the beginning of week 4 means that it's time to prep again. So we're gonna meal prep, we're gonna plan out my workouts. If you have not, go ahead and follow me on TikTok because I am posting my workouts that I'm doing each day on there, and there have been some really good ones this week. I'm getting like hard and heavy back into the gym, and I'm starting to weight train again and things like that, getting back into that world. I haven't been in that world since I was in my younger 20s, and boy, did I look good. So I am excited to see the physical change that comes from all of this. But yes, be sure to check out my TikTok because I will be posting those workouts. They're super easy to follow along. I tell you the exact sets that I do, the weights that I use, all of that fun stuff. So check that out there. Also, if you have not checked out my week 1, 2, and 3 75 Hard guides, be sure to check those out. They will be linked below. I love these guides. I outline my training process, my nutrition process. I just kind of outline everything that I did that week prior so you can follow along with the same 75 Hard journey that I am going on. So yeah, all good things. Those are all of my plugs for the beginning of the video. But this week, I am excited for these recipes that I'm gonna be doing. Last week when I made that sad excuse for a white chicken chili, it did not turn out well. It was still edible and I still ate it, but it wasn't white chicken chili. Anyways, check out last week's video to see my blunder there. But I forgot how much I love shredded chicken. Like shredded chicken in the crock pot. Oh, there's actually no better way to make chicken. I'm not a huge chicken gal, really, other than shredded chicken. I mean, I'll eat it, but I just think that the texture of chicken can get a little like chewy and rubbery if you're not careful, but it doesn't happen with shredded chicken. So I'm gonna lean into that this week, and I am doing this buffalo chicken stuffed sweet potato. And I'm gonna do broccoli on the side. Oh my God, this looks so good. It's buffalo chicken in the crock pot inside of a sweet potato. If y'all haven't caught on now, I go hard for sweet potatoes and I go even harder for the crock pot. So put those two things together and we have, I think it might be my favorite recipe of the week. I'm like really excited for that one. And then I'm going to do this steak bite, sweet potato, pepper kind of hash type deal. It looks so good. I love steak. I love steak in like soy sauce and things like that. So it just looks really good. I'm gonna switch up the meat a little bit. I think it's gonna be good. And then lastly, when I came across this on Pinterest, I was like, oh my God, I have not had meatloaf and I can't tell you how long, but my mom's meatloaf, it's so good. So I am going to try my hand at a Whole30 compliant meatloaf. I'm really excited for this because I just personally love meatloaf. I think it's really good. And then I'm gonna do mashed cauliflower on the side because that just sounds like so comfort food. And like I've been saying the last few weeks, this weather has me on a comfort food kick. So I'm really excited for that. One thing about this meatloaf is that I'm gonna have to make my own Whole30 compliant ketchup, which I've never made my own. I usually buy the Primal Kitchen version, but there's not a Whole Foods super close to me right now, and my Jewel does not sell the ketchup from Primal Kitchen, which makes no sense to me. They sell the other stuff, but not ketchup, like the most common. Anyways, so I'm gonna have to make my own ketchup this time, which I think is gonna be like a good learning experience. We'll see how it goes, but Nonetheless, I am really, really excited for these recipes, and I already have the vast majority of all of the spices and some of those things that go into it. So grocery shopping should not be a big deal. It's freezing outside, but the sub-zero temperatures have subsided. Y'all, earlier this week, the weather in Chicago, like it's inhumane that people live in temperatures like that. Like the fact that I went to the gym 4 mornings in a row in negative temperatures, not wind chill, the actual temperature was below zero. There was one morning where the wind chill was negative 27 degrees. Like, make it make sense. I just don't understand. But it's a little bit warmer today. I think it's like, let me check. It's 11 degrees outside. It's 11 degrees outside, so feels a little bit more doable. So I'm gonna actually go to the grocery store. I was a little worried that this would be the first week that I would order groceries on Instacart, but I'm gonna keep with my frugal self. I don't have the extra money to be spending on Instacart and delivery and not taking advantage of these Aldi low prices. So I am going to actually go to the grocery store. I'm going to venture out into the snow. We got a good bit of snow last night, so carrying my buggy is gonna be interesting. I haven't done that in snow like this thick, so we'll see. But nonetheless, we're gonna do the usual. Gonna go grocery shopping and then come back and prep all of the food, and then we will talk about workouts for the week. So let's go. So cold. Okay, just got back from the grocery store. Per usual, I was able to get almost everything at Aldi. So I spent $76.26 at Aldi and $21.43 at Jewel. So $87 for a whole week of groceries. 3 really protein-packed meals. I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it at all. So there's a couple things in this grocery haul that I want to point out. So first of all, gonna make the ketchup with dates, which I'm pretty excited about. 1, because I've never made homemade ketchup. 2, because I love dates. All right, so it's definitely not gonna take all of these dates to make the ketchup. And fun fact, dates are one of my favorite sweet treats when I'm being really sugar conscious or doing Whole30 or anything like that. Dates is one of my favorite ways to get that little bit of like, ooh, okay, my fix is, I got my fix, right? So I will be snacking on these throughout the week. Also, let's see. Okay, so needed ranch dressing, and last week I plugged Primal Kitchen, and this week I got Primal Kitchen's ranch dressing. So I wanted to get their ketchup too, but like I said, didn't have time to go to a Whole Foods, but my Jewel did have their Primal Kitchen ranch, and I've had this ranch before and it's really, really good. So again, one of my favorite Whole30 compliant, no additives, preservatives, nothing like that, no added sugar brands is Primal Kitchen. One of my favorites. Also, y'all, I bought 11 sweet potatoes. Like I have so many sweet potatoes for next week, it's actually insane. So I'm gonna unpack all of these groceries and get them put away, and then we will get started cooking. time to start cooking. So I'm gonna start by making the buffalo chicken because it is the recipe that goes in a slow cooker. So it's gonna take the longest to cook. So I'm gonna do that one first. I am not going to prep the sweet potatoes beforehand. So I'm not gonna cook those before. I'm gonna cook those when I want to eat them. I'll probably bake them in the air fryer, maybe cook them in the oven, I don't know. But I just feel like this recipe, I'm so excited for it, and I just want it to be as fresh as possible. And I think that like just cooked kind of, you know how sweet potato gets like a little like the sugar kind of feel, I don't know, it gets kind of like glazy almost. I don't know. I'm excited for this recipe, so I want it to be as fresh as possible. So I'm gonna get the chicken and everything ready, but I am going to leave the sweet potatoes for when I want to eat it. So let's get started. Well, that could not have been any easier. I mean, that was that was like the easiest thing I've ever made. So we're gonna let that cook for the next 6 hours. And in the meantime, I am going to get started on the meatloaf. I think this might be one of the most complicated ones simply because I have to make the ketchup. But hopefully that's not too difficult. I'm a little excited to try it because I've never made my own ketchup. So we're gonna see how that goes. My biggest tips for meal prepping are twofold. One, clean up between meals. Go ahead and reset your kitchen. When you're done with one meal and about to start another meal, clean up, clean the dishes, wipe down the counters, get your space reset, because there is nothing worse than going 2, 3, 4 recipes deep and all of a sudden your kitchen is just like a bomb exploded. You have no utensils that you can use because they're all just dirty in a pile in your sink. There's stuff all over your counters. You've got lids here and measuring cups there and just stuff everywhere. It makes it so stressful. So pro tip number 1, clean up between each meal that you prep. And pro tip number 2 is to actually prep your meals before you get started cooking. I know that this is like a known thing in cooking, but I am not much of a cooker, so this is something that I've really had to learn and make a point of because it does make your life so much easier. Get out all of the ingredients that you need beforehand. If anything needs to be chopped or diced or minced or anything like that, go ahead and get it done. Get out all of the pots and pans that you're gonna use. Read your directions, like just get the stage set. So then really all you have to do is just combine things. It makes life so much easier, and honestly it makes it so much faster because you're not trying to find things while you're cooking. You're not stressed out about, is this gonna burn while I'm trying to chop this before I can put this in? Is this gonna get too done? It's so stressful when you don't prep. It's so stressful. So yeah, 2 pro tips there for you. Clean up between every meal that you prep and prep your meals before you start cooking. All right, so let's get started on the meatloaf. Okay, so meatloaf is halfway done. It has to bake for 20 minutes and then I cover it in the ketchup that I made and then I bake it for another 45. So it's essentially done. And next we are going to make the final recipe. It's the steak and sweet potato and pepper, essentially like a stir fry. Like I said last week, I love a stir fry. So this one should also be pretty easy, especially once the prep is done. It should really just be a matter of cooking it in the skillet. So this one should not be too time consuming. Let's go cook. Okay, we are done cooking for the day. Oh my God, I always look just like absolutely defeated after a day of meal prep. It really takes it out of me, y'all. It takes about 4 hours from grocery shop to completion. Like, that's a long time. It's exhausting. And I told y'all I don't really love to cook, so it's a lot. But I only have to do it once a week and then I'm set for the entire week. It's so nice. Honestly, all 3 meals look absolutely fantastic. I'm really proud of my first meatloaf. I haven't cut it open yet and eaten it, obviously, but it looks really good. Okay, so last bit of prep for the week is to talk about workouts. And y'all, I nailed it in week 3. I think I've like that. This past week's workouts felt so good. I love the split that I did. I love the type of weight training that I did. I always come back to weight training. I ebb and flow between yoga and HIIT and, different types of like accessory classes, but I always find my way back to weight training because I love feeling strong. I love feeling sturdy. I love looking in the mirror and just feeling muscle. Like, I like that. I like to be very like toned and defined, and I think it just looks good on me. So I am really excited to essentially keep doing what I did this past week. I'm just going to up the intensity and up the weight and just kind of see where that takes me. So just a little review of what that's going to look like for the week. I am weight training. Well, I am in the gym 5 days a week. So Monday and Wednesday are legs. Tuesday and Thursday is upper body. One is a push day, one is a pull day. Again, you can watch my daily workouts on my TikTok. I will link that below. And then Friday is cardio and abs. So I start my day with that, and then I end my day with a walk. Now, it was sub-zero temperatures this last week, so my walks were indoors. Sorry, not sorry. This next week, though, we should be in like the 30s and 40s, so I should be able to get all of my walks done outside, which is really exciting for me. I need some fresh air. It feels like COVID again up here. Like, I caught myself realizing that I had like not really spoken to other human beings face to face in quite a while. And yeah, I need to get outside. I need to get some fresh air. I need to get my body moving again. So I'm excited for my afternoon walks to be outside next week. And then on the weekend, I will rock climb one day and rock climb and walk one day and do a double walk rest day the next. So that's what my split looks like. As I mentioned, be sure to check out my TikTok. You can see exactly what the workouts I'm doing are. I'm gonna review my supplements next week because I've added a few into the mix, and I feel like I'm gonna really start to see the benefits of the creatine here soon. I will say that my dry mouth has definitely been a thing this past week, so that is something I'm paying attention to because I do know that is a common side effect of creatine. But other than that, all is well, and I'm really excited for week 4. I feel like I'm really getting in a groove in the gym. It took me a couple weeks to like get my feet back underneath me, feel confident in myself again, just get back into a rhythm, and I really feel like I'm getting there. So I'm excited for these next weeks. I think I'm really gonna start to see some results. I think I'm really gonna start to see some changes in my body. So as always, stay tuned. Be sure to check the description for all of the links that I mentioned, and if you have not checked out my 75 hard guides, please be sure to do that. There is a week 1, week 2, and week 3 guide at this point, all linked below, where I go over my nutrition as well as my exercises. And I just thank you guys so much for following along with me on this journey. It's honestly been an intense one, and we've got another month and a half to go, but I'm really excited to see what unfolds over this next month and a half and just see what kind of changes and what kind of focus and what kind of strides I can take in the next month and a half. So again, thank you guys so much for following along, and I will see you back next time.